In three, two, one. Hello, and welcome to episode 178 of the WrassleCast. I'm your host, Don Delarente, and I'm joined tonight not by our SmackDown Matters correspondent, Miss Didi Jonay, but by the WrassleCast Queen of Spades, none other than Miss Angelina.
Hey, friends.
How you doing?
Good. Can't complain.
Glad that you could make it tonight.
Thank you for having me.
You're always welcome. And our other special guest tonight, none other than Darth Kudo himself. What's going on, Brandon?
Not much, man. What up?
Nothing much, man. Glad you could join me to talk some wrestling tonight.
Of course. Love the show.
The WrassleCast is brought to you each and every week by the CSPN. You can find us on the web at www.cspn.us. You can also find us on SoundCloud, Stitcher Radio, Google Plus, and iTunes. How did I forget iTunes? And if you do listen through iTunes, please give us a rating and review. That always helps for people who are looking for a new show to listen to. So we'll get right into the news. And Shane McMahon, he really is messed up, y'all. The hernia part is storyline, but the diverticulitis, that is true. Yes, so.
Dude got the bubble guts.
Yeah, basically an extreme case of the bubble guts.
Bruh, poor guy.
So, yeah, the match may, the card at the bottom always does say subject to change. So,
yeah. Now, if they were to replace him, what do you think would happen?
Handicap match, maybe.
You would think they would put him in a handicap match. Partner.
Yeah, I don't know about the partner. I don't know who the partner would be.
Probably Triple H, because he wants to be in everything. But
or Vince himself,
just my opinion.
Yeah, the logical would be Vince.
Right? I would love to see that.
But okay.
Well, just because Kevin Owens did beat him up. But yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying.
Yeah. But yeah, somehow, some way, Shane, they might be able to work a match where Shane can get his ass beat and wear like a flat jacket or something and protect his guts.
Listen, and a diaper. But,
right.
And just make that hot tag to Daniel Bryan, because that's what the people come to see.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But I mean, I just feel like if they were to be a handicap match, it'd be kind of. I know I'd be on pins and needles the whole time because I'm just shook every time I see him in the ring now. But I don't know. Don't hurt Daniel Bryan. That's all I have to say.
I don't think it's the other people. I don't think it's going to be the other people that's going to hurt Daniel Bryan. I'm afraid Daniel Bryan is going to hurt Daniel Bryan.
He was wilding out. Yeah. I was like, what is going on right now?
Rusty.
Yeah.
I think everybody else will be like super protective with him. He's going to be the one that's like going to try to go extra hard for himself, and hopefully he needs to chill.
He's going to make up for lost time. He's definitely going to make up for lost time. Go extra crazy.
All right.
Everybody catching headbutts.
And on our other little bit of news before we get started in our reviews, The Miz and Maurice, they are officially parents.
The It Baby has arrived.
The It Baby has arrived, and she arrived early.
Good girl. So, good job, kid.
So she's here before WrestleMania. The Miz doesn't have to worry about private planes and catching flights and cell phones and none of that stuff, and he's going to get at least a good 10 days or so to be with her and stuff. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is really cool. I'm very happy for them.
All right.
I'm a big fan of the Miz. You guys know this already.
Yes.
Yes.
Hashtag heal life.
Hashtag heal life forever.
Exactly. Heal life to the next life.
Yes. Definitely on the show with charter members of hashtag heal life.
Gang.
So we'll get into Monday Night Raw. Paul Heyman and Brock, they're on the scene. Paul does his usual intro, and we get footage of Brock beating up Roman from last week.
Damn, that was an ass whooping.
Yeah, it was. Brock bouncing back and forth, laughing at the footage. He's very proud of himself. Heyman says that Roman's suspension is over, but he's not here tonight. Then he talks about Roman's heritage and that he was raised to be a Samoan badass, to fight, and to win. Unfortunately, they didn't raise him to be a man. Angela, yeah, okay, that's about to say. That's the part where you go,
ooh, spicy,
right? The shade, we all
fighting words.
Oh yeah.
Heyman says Reigns is advertised, and he always talks about being here, but he's not. Heyman takes credit for lining up the fake U.S. Marshals last week, and he says, of course, Roman could do the same to Brock, but Brock would be man enough to show up. But Reigns isn't man enough to take another beating tonight. Paul says on April 8th, he won't be man enough to take the title from Brock. Then Roman appears in the crowd, making his way to the ring. He grabs a chair, but Brock cuts him off and lays him out with a clothesline. Roman tries to fight back, posting Brock, and he lays in a couple of chair shots. But Brock cuts him off with an overhead belly to belly to the floor. Then Brock hits Roman with the steps and tosses Roman in the ring. Brock hits Roman with the steps again. Brock then lays in some business chair shots, and the crowd starts to chant one more time. So, of course, he does. Great. Brock teases leaving, but he returns to hit the F5 on Roman on the steps, and then he gets on top of the steps, holds the belt over his head, looking like King Kong with the direction of Kevin Dunn. The falling, beaten down Roman Reigns.
Yo, can I get a quick hot take / prediction? I don't think Roman's gonna win at Mania, man. Not think so? At least not without help in the form of Akam and Razar. Yeah, that's right. I said it.
Yeah, he didn't threw his shenanigans in early.
Oh yes.
I'm not with it right now. But as much as I hate Brock Lesnar, I'm actually pretty pumped for this. They've actually built really good heat for this match. So, I guess, I'll be watching all 50,000 hours of WrestleMania.
Oh, my God.
For that. Isn't it exhausting already? I'm sorry, but I'm just thinking about it now. That week.
Wait till Monday. Wait till Monday. They're going to start cranking it on Monday.
Oh, my God. WrestleMania pre-show starts on Sunday at 12. Crazy.
Waking up with coffee to watch the pre-show.
Right.
But yeah, I'm actually
come home from church and turn the pre-show on.
What I really like about this is that they're trying to build a sympathy for Roman.
Yeah.
And it's like halfway working, but it's like halfway not.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's just like everyone's like, all right, yeah, and there's like boo. Like what?
Right.
What?
But if you notice, he's not wearing the chest protector. He needs to stick with that.
Yeah.
Please and thank you.
Hey.
And then the next thing for Angelina and all the glow, he stops wearing the shirt.
Yes. Do it. Come on.
Go ahead and cue that bomb chicka wow wow music right here.
Bow, bow, bow. The Val Venus music.
Yes.
Hello, ladies.
He comes out. Hello, ladies.
Right. So yeah, if they're gonna make him he's not gonna turn heel, he's gonna win the belt, he's gonna be the champion, then go ahead and overhaul the look this time, like all the way. If you're not going to get the Shield back together, change up the music, just kind of, give him a refresh. He's the only one that didn't get refreshed.
Yeah, that's very
Shield
true.
broke up. So.
And I like heel Roman. Like, I really do. Like, when he's, like, talking shit, I'm like, yes.
Yes.
Me gusta. Yes. Keep going.
Our first match of the evening, Nia Jax versus Mickie James.
Hey.
Poor Mickie James. Who didn't come out to her own music.
You know what? I didn't I didn't see Raw live, so I watched it later that night, and then the next morning I went back and started the WrassleCast thread through the beginning to kind of see what y'all were saying, and it was like 5 tweets in a row that noticed that, like, oh my goodness.
I know. I'm like, yo, after all these years, really? Like, what is this?
So
poor old lady.
I mean, that was just
poor
really
auntie.
sad.
So this is what we would call a hashtag Baywatch match.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So Mickie James hits a running kick for a 2 count. Nia Jax fights off the DDT, and James heads up top. But Nia stops her and gorilla presses Mickie into the Samoan drop for the win. Alexa Bliss looks to attack post-match, but Nia Jax cuts her off and chases her away. Nia gets so angry and calls her a little bitch and says that she's going to win the title at WrestleMania.
She's going to demolish her. Oh my God. I really hope
she gave me Cardi B
goes the way I want.
Is listening to nothing but Bodak Yellow all the way to the WrestleMania.
Yo, oh man, I just really want to see her like tear that little girl in half. I really do. And I like Alexa. I think she's a great heel, but no.
Yeah.
Nia deserves.
Yeah, the time has come.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been long enough.
Right, and the people are ready for it. So
yeah,
at least one of the people that they're ready for to be the champion is going to be the champion at WrestleMania. So,
good point.
So we get a sit-down interview from Triple H and Stephanie.
Oh God,
they're praising the Ronda Rousey.
Could have done without that,
and they're blaming Kurt Angle for ruining the situation. Triple H calls Kurt Angle an idiot. They make the rules and will show her who is the boss. Triple H says they didn't have everything handed to them, and then we see clips of Triple H and Stephanie training. Their trainer comments on their late night training sessions, and he praises them as great athletes. Stephanie says Rousey should be afraid of her because this is her world. Triple H says that he's been beating Angle up his whole career. This isn't the UFC, Olympics, or judo. This is their world. Stephanie says Ronda will simply work for her. This is business. They will beat Rousey, dust her off, humble her, and repackage her.
Oh. You guys could have done without conversation. Yeah, same.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Again, building the story. Letting Stephanie talk her shit because that's one thing she can do is Stephanie can talk that shit.
She really can.
Yeah,
that's about it though.
Right. She can take a good bump or two.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she actually has taken a couple, 3. In like a 58-minute match.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still don't know how I feel about this. I don't know what they're gonna do with Ronda. I used to root for her. I'm concerned on what they're gonna do with her afterwards. Yeah, I don't know. Because I feel like if they do the whole Paul Heyman thing, because everyone's talking about like, oh, you know, give her to Paul Heyman, let him deal with that. I don't know.
Not Paul Heyman though.
Yeah, it depends on where they're trying to position her. If they're trying to position her as a babyface, what they might do is kick Kurt Angle out of the role that he's in, bring somebody else in as a GM, and let Kurt Angle be maybe her kind of spokesman, since he's kind of doing that now in effect.
Oh yeah, he's definitely capping.
Yo. Well, did you see, like, I couldn't help myself, but I really did like mention that he looked like the dog whisperer with her. Like, calm down, sis. She was just like, all right. And she kept bumping the brakes. It was pretty funny to me. I don't know.
Yeah, he's trying to get her to slow down and calm down.
He's like, calm down, girl.
But we'll get to that. Because I know you got a fasten cast on that too. So we have Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali versus TJP and Drew Gulak. It's the cruiserweights, y'all. Remember them?
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah.
Ali knocks Gulak to the floor, and he whiffs on a dive, overshooting Gulak. Alexander hits the springboard kick and the lumbar check. Ali hits the imploding 450 for the win off of a blind tag. So, Cedric Alexander was like, "Oh, you got me. I thought I was going to get the win, but you one up me." So, kind of one-upsmanship, babyface style. So,
yeah.
Unfortunately, nobody still cares about the cruiserweights.
It's so sad.
I do.
I mean, I can't say I really care. I'm not invested in them.
Exactly.
But I enjoy watching them every once in a while. Sometimes it's a bathroom break, depending on who's there.
But what sucks is they still wrestle in this like Raw style when they are on Raw instead of wrestling the 205 style.
Yes,
if you watch the 205 now, it's much better than this match that they had right here.
Yeah, most definitely.
Oh my God, this tournament was just beautiful from start to finish, and they just got to ruin it. Thanks a lot, Vince.
We get Miss Angelina's favorite part, Miz TV.
Yay.
So the Miz is out with the Mr. Raj, and he asks them how they think the Mr. Raj is going. Miz isn't happy as they fail him when he needs them the most. He says if he wanted failure, he would have stayed in Cleveland. So that's
I live in LA. Oh my God, he's amazing.
Oh yes,
that was hysterical.
Dude,
I live in LA.
Yeah, so the crowd is chanting, welcome home. And he's like, I live in LA.
That was great. It's iconic. I can't even.
Right.
So
you gotta clap for that. Just bravo, Miz.
Yeah, for sure. Nice way to cut off a semi baby face reaction if you're trying to be a heel.
Yeah.
So Axel and Dallas assure the Miz that they are doing their best, but Miz doesn't care. So Seth Rollins arrives. He likes what he sees, and he will allow this to continue. Rollins then offers to help, and he helps to mediate the issue. Rollins says that Dallas and Axel feel underappreciated and just want to be thanked. Rollins says that they are the reason Miz is the Intercontinental Champion. Rollins starts stirring the pot, and Miz says that he'd be champion without them. Then Bo Dallas calls Miz a phony A-lister that can't fight. Finn Balor arrives wearing his OG BC shirt, which is like the ish. I think I'm going to get me one of those.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Balor continues to stir the pot here with Miz and the Mr. Raj. Miz then shoves Bo Dallas, and Axel tries to make the peace. Miz says that he's about to become the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time. Better than Bret Hart, better than Shawn Michaels, and better than Mr. Perfect.
Oh,
you can pause right there.
Cold as ice. Cold as ice.
This pisses Curtis Axel off. Rollins and Balor continue to cause issues for the Mr. Raj. Miz cancels the show and tries to stop this, but Dallas and Axel are too angry and stop him from leaving. Miz begs off, but he's trapped. Axel and Dallas then attack Rollins and Finn Balor. It was a trap. They toss Rollins and beat down Finn Balor. The Good Brothers come and make the save, allowing Finn Balor to lay out Miz, but he escapes. Balor picks up the Intercontinental title and Rollins takes it from him. They have a face-off, and the Miz returns, but quickly gets taken out. Balor lays out Seth Rollins and stands tall. So, Miss Angelina, we'll let you comment first on your favorites.
That was just like, that bit was just like amazing for me. I was just in my glory. But I think one of my favorite things was when he was telling Bo, he was like, but when you were still Bo leaving, I just was like, God, why is this man so hilarious?
Oh yeah, he's like, he meant once you go back to Bo leaving and Gatorade. Yeah, that was
it was great.
Up.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
But I mean,
it was just the best.
The tables turned and everybody started, fighting. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this match. Because I love all three.
I want it. I definitely want it.
But I don't know how I want to win. Like, I'm just.
That's the thing, though. Like all three of your faves are in it. You don't have to have a fave.
I can't even. Like, I'm just. I think this is like one of the. I think I'm most excited about this match, actually. To be quite honest.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. You'll see. You'll see the tweets.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't breathe. Send help.
So Kane cuts promo.
Oh God,
yeah,
please.
for sure.
You gotta get that part over with. You know that, right?
Hopefully, it'll be like middle way through the show. Be like a pick you up, for you.
All right.
You sat through like 3 hours of pre-show.
Oh God, help me! Say no to pre-show.
I gotta say no to this one.
Oh,
it's gonna suck.
It's not gonna suck. Renee Young is gonna make it fun. I promise.
Man, how long can she make it fun?
The silence speaks volume.
I mean, as long as they run through the cavalcade of all stars, past, performers and stuff, I think she can make it all right. So,
as long as they don't have Rosenberg on there.
Well, you might as well just count that as a loss because I think he's under contract there, but he's gonna be there. Him, Sam Roberts, they gonna be there.
For why though?
Because that's who WWE sees gets downloads when people talk about wrestling.
If they wanted to have somebody who gets talked about, they should have put Kaz or you or people who are actually cool.
Well,
let's work on that, guys.
Get a few more million listeners and get our metrics looking. Yeah, get our metrics looking good. Share and retweet a little bit more out there, listeners.
Your word.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, Kane cuts a promo about tonight's match with John Cena.
Ugh.
Nobody's looking forward to that.
No.
Right.
Just like nobody is ready for Asuka as she faces Jamie Frost. She gets
great segue.
She gets a pre-match promo talking about Asuka's never seen anybody like her. Frost lays in a couple of strikes and some slaps, and then Asuka hits her with a head kick and knocked her colder than a milkshake and won the match. 1, 2, 3. And this is the Asuka we should have been seeing for like the last 6 weeks. I don't know what in the world they've been doing with her, like barely winning matches.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's exhausting. It's like, I don't know.
See,
that whole thing too.
This is another reason why like squash matches work. Is because like this is one of the most entertaining parts of the show, even though it was like 45 seconds.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it helps her build her momentum. I mean, come on,
man. Right. And see, that's another thing. Right. Like the more you see somebody win, the more you can win impressively, the more you can buy into she's a badass. Okay, I see why she won 300 matches in a row.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But if she's like barely winning, then it's like, I don't know. She's as good as they say she is.
As good as they say, yeah.
So
just wrong.
It's weird. Like I'm excited for this match, but it's just like I feel like there's no build up really to it.
Yeah, because they're on separate shows.
Yeah. So I'm just like I can't wait to see it, but there's been like zero. I don't know.
Well, unless something changes this week coming, they'll adhere to my favorite thing where they would have never touched until they actually got in the ring. So, what they should do is they should get out there once they get announced and they raise the title up and they ring the bell. They should just circle each other for a few seconds, like 30 or 45, and just let it build up because they've never done anything together.
Yeah, I know. It's just like my anxiety, this doesn't help my anxiety.
And get that awesome picture on TV where the big stadium where all the people start standing up and it looks like a wave.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That actually the picture of Charlotte and her belt with like Asuka's image in the background. I'm just like I just saw it. I was like, that's
that is very
like right there. I was like, holy shit, that's amazing.
Yeah. So
I'm excited.
Hopefully that's what they do to kind of build that drama since they've gone this far. But knowing WWE, they're gonna mess it up and somebody's gonna show up on the other show this week.
They mess up everything. You ruin lives.
Oh, don't they?
Excuse me.
Our man Matt Hardy, he cuts promo and says the essence of Bray Wyatt is no more. Matt says that he is focused on WrestleMania and he will win the Andre Battle Royal. Then we get a video package on the Bayley and Sasha Banks recent issues. They meet backstage and Bayley is entering the Women's Battle Royal at Mania. Then they argue over their recent issues, and Banks says that she does what she wants, and Bailey should do the same so people will stop thinking that she's a loser. Bailey says Banks cannot beat her, and that leads to a locker room brawl. The refs finally arrive, and they break them up. Bailey had that good ether.
Yo, I mean,
oh yeah,
everyone's been like, all right, heel turn, anyone?
Somebody.
No, anybody, please. So on this episode of Saved by the Bell that everyone was talking about, which was great. God, there's some funny people on Twitter.
Right.
It was actually entertaining to watch. Like, I was like, okay. I mean, besides the whole locker room thing, but
they were scrapping.
Which is good. Like, this is what I want to see. Like, come on now.
Right.
And cakes.
Especially after Bailey was like, especially Sasha was like, I'm a 4-time women's champion. And then
how long did you keep it, babe? Ooh, I said spicy. Listen.
Then she had to snatch her.
I felt that one in my soul right there. My God.
So, as I said last week, it was a crock pot feud, but now it's finally, the timer finally went off. So, it's on. You know what? I'm going to be dead up honest with y'all.
What up?
I would rather not see John Cena and The Undertaker and get that match on the card and get those two out.
Yes.
Who?
John Cena and The Undertaker. Bailey and Sasha.
You rather get Bailey and Sasha?
On the card.
Yes.
On the card. Oh, yeah, most definitely. I was talking about that the other day, their match on NXT, that it was like amazing. Like, they had a great match and they work really well together. But they're getting...
You mean the Iron Woman match?
Yeah. That was a great match.
Yeah, that was a classic.
That was a 5-star match of the year.
Yo, seriously. And like, for them to be thrown into this women's battle royal, which they changed the name. Look at that. The power that the universe has. It's
they need to change the
I don't
trophy.
know if it's a disservice. Yeah, and they even changed the trophy. And it looks like a uterus.
My God, doesn't
it? Go back and look at it. But
look at it.
For them to be thrown in the battle royale, like, it's like, okay, I guess.
Yeah, especially after you spent like 3.5 months
building this shit up.
Right.
Exactly.
Weaving this little tale of, Sasha doing this or doing that, or Bailey doing this or doing that.
And now this
the
is what you
they
do?
won't they?
Like, why?
Right.
Because they ruin lives. We already discussed this. Okay. Let's move on.
Oh, yeah.
Moving on to Braun, Strowman, and Sheamus. Sheamus cuts a promo on Braun, but he has him figured out. Braun surprises people, but at Mania, there will be no surprises. They want to know who his partner at Mania is. Braun says he will reveal his partner if Sheamus beats him. Braun promises Sheamus will get these hands. Cesaro looks to get involved, so Braun takes him out and hits a corner splash and a power slam on Sheamus, and Braun Strowman gets the win. So at this point, I'll take that as a DD excuse to take a sip.
Hey.
So who do y'all think is going to be the tag team partner? Do y'all think he's got to be nobody? Think Braun's just?
I just think Braun's going to be the tag team champions all by himself.
Exactly. Or he'd bring somebody like Hella Weekend.
Him and these hands.
Exactly. I love it.
Tag team champs. Boom.
Now,
done.
Even though it would be like it would be cool, but I don't know if they would do it.
I don't think they would do it again because they ruin lives. But
it would be cool just to do this. It would be cool just to do this, even though it wouldn't go far for very long. But what if they brought James Ellsworth back?
Everybody's been saying that. I like that idea.
Dab myself in the eyeball.
That would be cool though, because
Or me stabbing myself in the eyeball, or
no.
Oh, okay.
James Ellsworth.
James Ellsworth. I guess because you know how I feel about his little friends who don't like it. But okay.
But yeah, I don't know who it's going to be. I haven't heard anything, so
I haven't heard any rumblings either.
Yeah, they keeping this
Bring
one.
Bring back Ken Shamrock. Somebody crazy.
Speaking of Ken Shamrock, I watched the Stone Cold and Bret Hart WrestleMania match. Was that WrestleMania 14?
Mm-hmm.
When he was 13, when he was the special guest referee.
14 was Shawn Michaels versus
Stone Cold for the title, right?
Yeah.
Man, good Lord, he was jacked up. Dude, oh my goodness.
Ridiculous.
I know, right?
If you're
I always thought he was on the roids.
Thoughts?
Sorry, I did.
Those are actual factuals. Ain't no way he wasn't.
But I was like a kid. I didn't know what steroids were at the time. I just thought they were.
You're like, wow, he's so strong. He's a superhero. No,
yeah, he's taking those muscle pills my cousin told me about.
They give you muscles.
But if you're if you want to do something really cool, listen to the Edge and Christian podcast. Fast forward about 45 minutes into it. And on the latest one, Stone Cold and Bret Hart both are talking to Edge and Christian about that match.
Oh, nice.
I gotta listen to that.
Every detail about, kind of how they built it up, how they weren't even thinking about, they weren't even supposed to wrestle each other again, but Shawn quit, and it kind of was like, oh, well, guess you're gonna wrestle again. So, and then, how Stone Cold was like, I'm sitting at home, because back then, they used to tape a Raw and they used to make one live. So it was like, I'm sitting at home watching Raw, and Vince McMahon made the match a submission match. And he's like, I was mad because I don't know submission moves. So then they talk about just everything that led up to the match and how it played out and what made it a classic. So it's really cool, man.
Yeah, I'm going to have to listen to that too then.
Yeah.
Thanks. One more thing for me to no more sleep for me. Okay.
No problem.
Awesome.
It's a long weekend, I hope, for you. So maybe
no, it ain't.
Get in
Please
on a holiday.
Don't even talk.
Oh, sorry. Well, time and a half.
My
just
heart.
saying that to yourself.
Time.
So Kurt Angle arrives and he introduces Ronda Rousey. Kurt says that she's ready for WrestleMania. He asks that Triple H and Stephanie make the rules and their match won't be easy. Rousey says Stephanie is trust fund tough. She's personal trainer tough. She's limo tough. She will get everything she deserves when Rousey rips her arm off. Absolution arrives, and Paige says that not having friends will hurt her in the WWE. Baby girl.
Baby girl?
They'd love to welcome her to Raw. Baby girl. This is Baby girl.
Yo,
this is Paige's house.
God, that has to be one of the funniest things ever.
Paige says that they are here in case she needs backup. Rousey says that she has Angle to back her up, but Paige says that she's committing career suicide by facing Stephanie. Paige says that she could join Absolution. Rousey thanks her for the offer, but she refuses. Paige says that was a bad choice and made enemies. DeVille and Mandy Rose enter the ring, and Rousey takes down DeVille with a clothesline and then corners Mandy Rose and tosses her into DeVille. And then she takes down Rose with an armbar and looks to break her arm, but Kurt Angle calls her off.
Cut out a dance about.
Listen, baby girl.
Again, I'm watching this in the middle of the night, 12 o'clock at night, almost going on 1 o'clock at night. And I'm bugging out because I'm looking at this going, I know Ronda Rousey's got to be 6 years older at least than Paige. And she has called her baby girl 22 times.
For real. And I want to give a shout out to DLovely179 on Twitter, who was like, Paige legit feels sorry for baby girl because baby girl was really out here dying. And I just could not stop laughing for a half hour. Said, poor baby girl. Poor baby girl. I'm tired of Absolution and the others from SmackDown too. The carbon copies, copy and paste. Yeah, them. We'll get into that later, I guess. But yeah.
Well, they haven't done anything to make you care about them. They could use the video packages and some squash matches and showcase some things. I don't know really if Mandy Rose can wrestle because everybody she wrestles is better than her. So let her beat somebody up once or twice.
Give her Dana Brooke or maybe. At least
Dana Brooke's too busy with them stats.
Yeah, you ain't even got to give her Dana Brooke. You can give her the somebody like the Frost chick. That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
like 3 shows out of 4, they could have 75% squash matches and fire ass interviews, and everybody would be like, that Raw was good as shit, and have like 1 or 2 angles. Nobody would complain. And then have one Raw that's like, okay, the go home Raw be the Raw that has like, you know, all the big confrontations, or, you know, everybody touch or whatever, your big, you know, everybody talk about this type of stuff. But they could go back to just building people up by having them win matches and talk shit, and everybody would not have a problem with it.
Well,
I need to put you on.
But again, here we are. Exactly. Here we are.
No, that's why you just watch NXT.
Yes, true.
Thank God for NXT.
So the Good Brothers are out, and they're gonna face Axel and Dallas. Carl Anderson tags in, and the Buddha Doom connects, and Dallas makes the save. It breaks down, and Carl Anderson heads up top, and he hits the net breaker. The Good Brothers hit the Magic Killer, and the Good Brothers get the win. To me, I think that the people are over the Good Brothers, and I think that especially during that part where they thought they were going to turn on the Miz, I think that people would actually get behind Axel and Dallas if they started winning matches.
I think so too, and I don't know, but I feel like that'd be a good tag team. They'd be good tag team champions.
Yep.
I won't go that far now.
Oh no, they could carry the belts.
I think they could carry the belts
because like Raw needs, like, they're gonna have to reset their tag team division anyway. I think that's the whole reason why the Braun is in there, to give them a chance to like reset it.
Yeah,
good point.
So, our favorite part of the night, Elias arrives and promises a performance of a lifetime at WrestleMania.
Oh my God,
he's feeling good,
right?
And Angelina, you can tell us if this is true or not. He says that he sold out MSG last week,
bro. When I tell you that was like hilarious, they're like booing him. Like, I'm like over here clapping, and everyone around me is booing. I was like, "You shut your mouths." He's singing. Shut your mouths. But yeah, he did sell out MSG.
Barbie dude in Coming to America.
Yeah, pretty much. That boy good.
That boy good.
That boy good. But yeah, he did sell out MSG. We were all in attendance. I was there. Okay, I synced it.
Elias says that coming to Cleveland is a huge disappointment. He also feels that says that his boy LeBron feels the same way. He'll be leaving again soon.
Again, not lying.
So he sings his song "Barry in Cleveland," and then Rhino, and Heath Slater arrive.
Why? But go on.
Elias versus Rhino. Elias hits the drift away and he gets the win. After the match, Elias lays out Heath Slater with the drift away. So, for some odd reason, when he was standing up there at the WrestleMania sign after he gave the drift away to Heath Slater, and he was like kind of like, you know, feeling himself, he looked like the Macho Man. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
He does
give Macho Man vibes. He does. It's the eyes and the beard, the crazy beard thing.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just thinking, you know, gonna be, you know, freak out. Oh yeah.
Classic.
Main event time. John Cena versus Kane.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my God.
Disqualification match.
I was tight.
Kane slides in the table and he sets it up. Kane looks for a choke slam, but Cena counters it and he hits an AA through the table, and Cena gets the win. After the match, Cena calls out the Undertaker again
for the 8,000th time.
He calls him a coward.
Dude, he's so desperate at this point. So desperate.
He says that the fans chant for him, but he doesn't arrive. Silence is not an answer. It's either yes or no. He's fine with no, but wants an answer either way. You only have 1 week left to do something. If you do nothing and let me down and let the fans down, you prove that you only care about yourself. I hope that I see you next week.
Since when did the Undertaker let the fans down? Boy, if you don't get
He need to go sleep. Leave him alone.
exactly.
Shit. He got bad knees, a bad back, bad neck. He's overweight. Leave him alone.
Let that man
He
watch Fox
deserves a
News in
break.
peace.
Exactly. Let him sit down somewhere.
Sad.
Shit.
They
He should just. I think that John should just marry Nikki at WrestleMania, so that he has
Exactly.
something to do.
Wedding mania.
Do something. There you go.
Yeah,
Shit.
I thought that's what this was WrestleMania was going to be all about him getting married because it would have been, a year. And
I know, exactly.
of course, nobody's ever gotten married since, a real marriage since like Liz and Macho Man.
Yeah. Damn.
And that was a
R.I.P.
beautiful one.
I know this could have been like, 2.0 of that. They could have made it all grand and
Exactly.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Like somebody comes out, try to whoop Cena, but they jump him.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of
Wedding
the
day?
ceremony. Right in the middle of the ceremony.
Cold as ice.
Yeah, so.
The Miz just comes out and talks shit. Right after he wins, of course.
I just feel like it's just exhausting at this point. I'm just like, yo, just shut up. And then like he was just overdoing it on
Right.
Monday.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Well, here's WWE's problem. Like the first week when they do something like that and it's cool and it gets a good reaction,
And then
they
it's
like
overkill.
Are they gonna recycle the hell out of
double,
it?
and triple down on it. Like,
Yeah.
just let it be. You know what I'm saying?
They're exhausting.
Right.
And I'm mad.
I
I stayed up. In all honesty, like I knew he wasn't. I knew the Undertaker wouldn't show up. But like maybe for like a flicker of light or something, just like some kind of sign.
Yeah, the dong or
it's just something, some lightning, maybe a power outage. I don't know. I don't know.
They ain't got no kind of power
I stayed
no more.
up, and I just was just like, I really stayed up this late
to listen to 7 minutes of John Cena close the show.
Yeah, and I was just like, wow, this is what my life has become.
I turned the show off when I seen it come on. I knew it wasn't happening.
Tragic.
Yeah, so that was your Monday Night Raw. So we're gonna do a little something different for SmackDown. Not maybe go like match for match. I'm gonna kind of skip around a little bit.
All right.
We're gonna talk about
Please do.
The major angle first. That's Daniel Bryan.
I cried. That's it.
How was that
the end?
I'm sorry. How was that the main angle over the WWE Championship?
Because
I digress.
Because the title is always going to be the biggest angle, but people want to hear this. Bryan arrives to the great reaction. He says loves being in Pittsburgh. Last week was the best of his career. He got cleared. He can get back to doing what he did for over 15 years. And basically, he proposes a match that says, hey, Sammy wins and Kevin win against me and Shane. They're reinstated. If they lose, they remain fired. So apparently they feel like Shane McMahon is going to be able to get in the ring in like 11 days, 12 days,
booty.
and pull this match off. So
that boy's from Japan.
So I don't know. I don't know what their backup plan is if they have one, but this is going to be really close.
Yeah. And we all know they're getting their jobs back, but I'm excited. I'm just excited to see him back in the ring because like they show every time they show a video package, I'm like tearing up. I'm like why? But I'm really pumped. I just as long as they keep him safe, wrap him in bubble wrap or something.
There you go.
Keep him safe.
Bubble boy him.
Yeah, bubble boy him.
And the best thing that ever happened to him, actually, kind of in this time of not being able to wrestle, his mic skills are so much better than they used to be.
They really are.
Yeah, he's leveled up.
Because when we first started doing this podcast, that was my thing. I was like, he's got the wrestling, he's got the fans, he's got the charisma, he's got everything about the promo. I was like, if they promise to give him the belt, then he needs to promise to work on his promo. And unfortunately, he didn't get a chance to really do much with the belt, but he's definitely worked with his promo. So, then we'll get to what Brandon wants to talk about.
You know me, I'm a Kevin Owens stan. 11 days away from KO Mania 3.
That's right.
It's gonna be lit. Sammy's gonna be in the first match of his young career in WWE. It's gonna be beautiful. I can't wait to see it. I'm more excited to see Kevin and Sammy in the match than I am to see Daniel Bryan returning. Actually, I love Daniel Bryan, but I want to see him post WrestleMania, see how he does then, but not now.
Right.
Just too excited for Kevin and Sammy.
So let me get your thoughts on the Sami Zayn heel antics. Your thoughts,
the happiest heel on the roster.
Right? He's such an awesome heel.
He's such a dude bro to the 1000th degree.
Yes. Yes.
Dude bro. We didn't use that
bro,
one.
Dude.
So our main event was Nakamura versus Shelton Benjamin, or Chaos versus Suzuki Gun, if you
yes,
with a different promotion.
Yeah.
Nakamura counters pay dirt into a triangle choke. Shelton powers out and looks for a half crab. Nakamura pulls him back into the triangle, but Shelton escapes and hits a spin kick. Nakamura hits a knee strike off the ropes, and then he hits the Kinshasa, and he wins the match. After the match, Nakamura says that he didn't need AJ's help. He just wanted AJ to see how he was going to lose at WrestleMania. AJ laughs it off and says Nakamura is just playing games. But he says at Mania, he won't be playing any games. This is a dream match for him and the fans, and they will tear the house down. AJ will walk in the champion and defeat Nakamura. There will be no question that AJ Styles is the best. Nakamura says that he will win because AJ is too emotional. Gable and Benjamin attack Styles, and Nakamura makes the save. Then Nakamura teases a Kinshasa to Styles, but pulls up and says, knee to face, before patting AJ on the head.
That was great.
That was my favorite. Oh my God.
It was so good. I was like, yes.
Right?
Oh man. I actually enjoyed their match. I never thought I'd be saying, oh my God, look, Shelton Benjamin on my television 2018. But moving on.
Can still go.
It was dope.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it. And I'm excited for their match. And yes, the pat on the head was super disrespectful, and I enjoyed it. I just like disrespectful people. I can't help myself.
The little short burst of comments are perfect for Shinsuke. Backstage little things like the little setup to get AJ to come out to the match, to be in the, saying, hey, I want you at your best. You want me at my best. So how about you come watch my back? In my corner for the match. Just those little short bursts. I mean, that's perfect.
Yeah. They didn't start doing that with Asuka too.
Right. New Day tried to get some get back on the Bludgeon Brothers. So we had Woods and Big E versus the Bludgeon Brothers. New Day, of course, cuts their pre-match promo saying that they were on the road to WrestleMania until it was bludgeoned with trash. But they still plan to win back the tag team titles. So Rowan slams Kofi into Big E, and Harper continues to attack Woods as Rowan rolls Big E into the ring. Rowan gets the hammers, but the Usos attack him, and then we have a big brawl, and it causes a DQ. And of course, the New Day wasn't happy that the Usos got into their affairs, so they had some pushing and shoving going back and forth. And then, of course, that leads into our WrestleMania SmackDown Matters tag team match, which is going to be a 3-way now between the New Day, the Bludgeon Brothers, and the Usos.
I'm mad that it's a 3-way match.
Well, unfortunately, that's the curse of having such a big roster and WrestleMania, man.
But shit, really?
Everybody's got to get paid.
Because I was really, really pumped for the whole New Day Uso. They're amazing. They work so well together.
Fight forever.
Exactly. It's like one of those fight forever things. But now I'm like, wah, wah. It really just, for me, it just totally just killed my vibe with that match.
Now, a match that resulted in another person being added into the match may make you feel different, as we had Randy Orton and Bobby Roode versus Jinder Mahal and Rusev. Now, this was supposed to be Sunil Singh, but of course, he came out with in a neck brace and a sling after what happened to him last week. So Jinder announces that Rusev was going to be his replacement. So Randy sets up for the RKO, but Jinder Mahal shoves Bobby Roode and Randy Orton. Bobby Roode and Randy Orton begin to argue. Randy hits the RKO on Bobby Roode, and Rusev hits the Machka kick on Orton, and Jinder Mahal and Rusev pick up the win. So after the match, they're in the back, they're celebrating, and Jinder and the Singh brothers meet up with Rusev. Jinder wants Rusev to attend his victory party after Mania. Rusev says he's going to Daniel Bryan, and he's going to get himself into the U.S. title match. And it is announced later that it is official. It will be a 4-way for the United States title between Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, Jinder Mahal, and Rusev.
I'm like 75% excited for this match for all the obvious reasons.
Yeah, just a reminder, every day is Rusev Day.
Yeah, man, Rusev Mania. Exactly. I'm ready.
Oh, but also, can we talk about how Randy just loves to sneak up behind minorities and beat the shit out of them?
I mean, are you really those surprised?
Opportunities out like a truffle pig.
Are you surprised?
I'm not. I'm just saying.
Did you hear the name that
every
you said,
week, though?
Right?
This doesn't have to happen on camera every week. Can they just turn the camera and just let him do what he's gonna do?
No, he's doing it because he can. He's allowed to at work, so he doesn't do it out, on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
So he does it at work.
He'll just find some kid, strangle the shit out of him or something. Deplorable.
So sad.
Sorry.
Becky Lynch picked up a win over Ruby Riott. So Becky Lynch has got a couple of victories. So I guess they're trying to build her up into something. I guess as a major player going into the Battle Royal as one of the contenders who could win.
Make Becky great again.
Yeah, seriously. Let's make Becky great again.
Ruby Riott is actually turning the corner. She's had some, pretty good matches.
Yeah. She's really, I don't know. She just looks like a bird to me, but she has really good matches. I don't know. She got that beak, but she's really good. I think she's good, but the other two I still don't know much about.
Right. Again, they haven't done a good job of having them wrestled in matches or video packages or anything like that.
Or anything.
I only claim Liv Morgan because she's from Jersey, so
okay.
We got stuff
that she wears sneakers. That's all I know.
There you go.
Oh,
and our comic relief came when Dolph Ziggler wrestled Tyler Breeze. Dolph Ziggler got the win with the zigzag, but what was funny was they had a spot where Dolph Ziggler was chasing Tyler Breeze around the ring, and it caused kind of like Fandango to start running too. But once they got back into the ring and continued to wrestle, he didn't stop running.
Right.
Eventually, pulled a hamstring, and
hilarious.
It distracted Tyler Breeze, and that's what led to the win. So, and then after the match, Dolph Ziggler laid out Fandango with the super kick.
Yeah.
So
Fandango's great. My mom looks Fandango. She old. She's so cute. Ric Flair and Fandango. She's so cute.
Here's what stinks, man. Every time they get like a tag team or like a pair of people that get really hot, they suppress them. So Fashion Files was really hot, and it wasn't in the cards for them to be the champions or be anything. So they couldn't let them bubble up, right? So then they shut them down. Then all of a sudden they mess around and put the 8 in English with Rusev, and all of a sudden Rusev Day is like the shit, and it starts to bubble up. And then all of a sudden, if you notice, they've been kind of pushing it down, pushing it down. So because at Christmas night in Chicago, that shit was off the chart for Rusev.
Yes.
Wow.
It was like, whoa, if they should, whatever they need to do to make this happen and maybe give him a title, some type of title or something, they need to do it because
they really do.
The people were ready for it.
Yeah.
They're actually ready for him to be a good guy, really, to cheer him. They always, he's been a bad dude ever since he's been in the company. And the people, but he's so funny on the mic. He has
he really is.
Good matches. He has really good promos. there's really nothing that you should do him for. He really should be like a baby face, just a real strong, brute baby face.
Mm-hmm.
But do they ever give the people what they want?
Never.
Hell no.
No.
Never.
So,
hell no.
Let's just keep wishing on a star, kids.
But you know who gives the people what they want? CSPN and CSPN.
Yes.
Right.
US. You know
True.
how you can help us keep giving the people what they want? By supporting the podcast here, by supporting our sponsors to help keep all the podcasts free. So, time of the year, everybody's going to be wanting to go to the swimming pool. Everybody's going to be going on vacation. They're going to want to have their tank tops on, bikinis on. Well, you can't out-train a bad diet. So go through CSPN.us and Blue Apron and get your diet together so you can get your summer body together and in check. All you do is go through CSPN.us, click on the Blue Apron link, then sign up for Blue Apron. You'll get $30 off of your first purchase. Blue Apron then sends everything you need to cook good, healthy, balanced meals to your door. Each and every month, you can get Blue Apron meals, and it's free to discontinue your service whenever you want. And if you're smart, you can keep the recipe cards, and then you can keep making the meals that you like, even if you don't have the service. But through CSPN.us and Blue Apron, you can eat healthy and support all the podcasts here on the network. So we'll get into 205 Live. I'm pretty sure those guys are using Blue Apron because, they got to stay within that weight limit.
Listen.
Freddie Murphy.
Abs galore.
He gets weighed every time he has to wrestle.
Right.
So speaking of abs galore, Tony Nese, the premier athlete,
Louis.
versus Mark Andrews.
Just a clap for Tony Nese's abs.
Tony Nese looks for a powerbomb, but Andrews counters, and he hits a standing double stomp. Andrews follows with the Stun Dog Millionaire, and then he heads up top. Andrews hits the shooting star press. Yeah, and Mark Andrews, he gets the win. Again, another really good match, a match where they're doing cruiserweight shit, and if they could ever let them do that on Raw, you might actually get the people to stand up and cheer.
If only.
Drew Gulak comments on facing Andrews next week. He questions why he's even on 205 Live, but says he made a statement when he beat him, and he claims to be the best submission specialist in WWE, and if you step to him, you will tap out. I really like the old Drew Gulak when he was running with Enzo.
I was going to say that too.
Yeah.
That was super entertaining.
Yeah.
He was actually at the MSG event I went to, and I really got up to go get a beer. I was just like, I stayed for a minute, and I was like, nah, shorty, I gotta go. It wasn't for me.
Yeah, PowerPoint Gulak was and the doing Enzo's promo in the correctest English possible.
Yes.
Right. No vernacular at all.
Yeah. So, but I guess they're trying to, kind of rebuild him. I guess they're trying to make 205 Live a much serious show. And he, since he's really a really good, accomplished, submission wrestler and serious wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
But, the more that you can show you can do, he can always go back to, sprinkle it a little bit of that in here and there. We have
though.
Oh yeah. We have a Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali sit down interview. Drake Maverick is the host for this interview. Of course, these two guys will face off at WrestleMania. Drake says that they were both watching Mania last year, and now they get to compete against each other for the title. Cedric says that he knew he'd make Mania one day, but to do it with Mustafa Ali is going to be special. Alexander plans to make his family proud. Ali says that in the past, Cedric has failed to win the title. Alexander is writing a beautiful story, but the issue is that the pen runs out of ink. Ali is writing his own story. All of their loved ones will be there, and they will tear the house down, and he will be the one who will win the title. What are you willing to do to win? Alexander asked. Alexander says he will do anything, including stomping out Ali's heart, to do so. Ali says that's what he'll have to do, and the two men shake hands. again, another really good use of like a, something not in front of the crowd, pre-tape segment for two guys who really aren't that strong on a promo in front of the crowd, but in something like this, they really get over.
Kind of sells it.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, it was. I feel like that was actually one of the few times I saw any personality out of these two. But I really enjoy watching them in the ring. So,
right. Then we get the 205 main event: Kalisto versus TJP versus Akira Tozawa versus Buddy Murphy. Now, this is kind of preface that the winner of this match will be the front runner to become the number one contender for the new champion that will be crowned at WrestleMania. Kalisto hits the Salida del Sol, but TJP breaks that up. Tozawa and Kalisto argue, continuing their little feud. It breaks down, and TJP gets Murphy in the knee bar. Murphy fights, but Kalisto and Tozawa pull TJP to the floor. Murphy hits a tornillo onto everybody on the outside. Back in the ring, Murphy hits Murphy's Law on TJP, and Buddy Murphy picks up the win. Yay. Good for Alexa Bliss's boyfriend, because if they end up firing his ass, he might have to go back to Australia with the way that the new administration works.
Oh, exactly. No, but he's Caucasian. They might just let him stay. Right? He's one of the good ones.
Walls.
Maybe.
Not for Caucasian.
He lucked out.
Maybe. No, this match right here was fire.
Yeah, it really was.
I know, right?
I was struggling to stay awake, but I made it.
Yeah, man. Buddy Murphy has been a good addition to 205 Live. He's really showing his ass.
Right.
Oh, yeah, when people use that expression, I can't help it. I'm a child. I enjoyed Kalisto's little wiggle, though. That was actually my favorite part. Right. Again, because I'm a child.
So yeah, if you guys haven't been watching 205, or been like, I haven't watched this, in a few months or whatever since Enzo won the belt, start watching it again. It's really picking up.
You're welcome for doing so.
Yeah, because I really just truly stopped watching when Enzo won. I was like, nah.
Yeah,
I did too.
I really couldn't do it. I couldn't. I tried.
I couldn't sit through 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, we knew. I heard a lot of people who were like, "Man, if Enzo wins this belt, I can't be watching this show like this every week." So they gave it like a couple of weeks, and they're like, "Nah, I'm checking out."
Yeah.
Yeah. Even we checked out for a little bit because I wasn't like reviewing it as often. I would kind of like watch it, and if nothing major happened, I was like, "Oh, I'll talk about that." So
moving on.
But yeah, it's picking back up now. So definitely start checking it out. And the best show, the best WWE program there was this week, NXT.
As usual.
Always. When have they failed us?
They had a little lull last year, but it was a short one. They're back on track. I think NXT about to be so fire over the summertime. Oh my God. But so Tommaso, the Psycho Killer, Tommaso Ciampa arrives. They're shooting this like earlier in the day, so all the fans are all lined up to like get into the arena.
Rowdy and a mess. And that was great.
Just booing the hell out of this man like they have for the last month. So Ciampa walks up on Regal, and he starts yelling at Regal for allowing Gargano to attack him and stalk him, and he's supposed to be out of here. Ciampa asks what he has to do to finally get rid of Johnny Gargano. Regal books a match between Gargano and Ciampa, which is basically going to be non-sanctioned, or as the old school term would say, lights out at TakeOver New Orleans. If Gargano wins, he's back in NXT. If Ciampa wins, Gargano will be gone forever.
Let me get another hot take. It's going to be match of the weekend. I mean, not just in WWE. Going to be some Ring of Honor matches and stuff like that going on. Some progress matches and stuff like that.
Cody and Kenny. That's going to be that.
I'm not going that far.
That's going to be the same night.
It is, isn't it?
That's the same night. Oh my God.
Damn.
I think that's all on the same night. Maybe Cody and Kenny will be on Friday night, but I think that's on Saturday night. I think Honor Rising might be on Saturday night too.
Really?
Yeah, maybe it's on Friday. Maybe it's on Friday, but I think the last time I checked, I thought it was going to be on Saturday, like the same night, but I don't know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is
going to be a great match.
But I hope
either that or All Miss Black.
What I hope is, since it's like a lights out unsanctioned match, I hope like Johnny Gargano doesn't come out there in wrestling gear. I hope he comes out there in like street clothes. Like it's a fight. It's a fight. It's not a match. This is a match. This is a fight.
Yeah, it's a fight.
You can't be Johnny wrestling tonight. You got to be Johnny ass kicker.
Right. So like back in the day when like Tully Blanchard and Dusty Rhodes or Magnum TA would have like these stipulation match, like a bunkhouse match or a first blood match or whatever, Tully Blanchard would never come out there in his wrestling gear. He would come out there in like jeans and boots and t-shirt, and he it's like I'm here to fight. I'm in my street clothes in the fight. So I hope that's what Johnny Gargano does. Because, that's kind of Tommaso Ciampa's new look where he's coming out there with the parachute pants and the boots and combat.
Yeah.
So.
And a torn up t-shirt.
Right.
I was like, I need that. Every week I'm like, I'm not going to buy any shirts.
It's a new shirt every week.
And then I just keep seeing them. I'm like, I might have to add that one to the cart.
That's the reason why you just wait. Yeah, you add it to the cart and leave it there and wait for the game.
Exactly. Like, get one for $10. Okay, then click.
Exactly, then and there.
Right. So Regal comes out to actually start the show. He's in the middle of the ring and he says NXT is growing. And then he announces that there will be a new NXT North American title that will be introduced at TakeOver New Orleans. Then all of a sudden, EC3 arrives, making his official NXT debut. He says he's going to bask in the moment because he deserves it. EC3 then tells Regal that this is just too much. He knew Regal was a reasonable man when he gave him such a lucrative contract and this sweet theme song. But he didn't realize that Regal would create a championship to award him on his very first day in NXT. He's the best guy here. He says he's the best guy here. He's the best guy anywhere, and he's a virtual money printing machine. Regal says that no one has handed anything here in NXT, but knows EC3 is more than capable. Regal says that EC3, will face 5 other competitors in a ladder match for the North American title. EC3 thanks him and says that he can live up to as many opponents as he wants because he would prove that he is in the top 1%.
Didn't need to hear that.
Well, that's his whole gimmick, man.
Yeah,
I know, but
he's the whatchamacallit, the Floyd Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather of NXT right now.
Yeah, super elitist. Good promo,
Yeah, it was a decent promo.
I
actually do like his song.
I'm not like a TNA guy, so I'm not really familiar with his wrestling ability, but I didn't see him when he was in NXT before, so I got a clean slate. All right, I got a clean slate on the dude, so whatever he shows me from here will be what I judge him on. So we get TM61.
On Impact.
Okay, yeah. See, I don't have any reference from any of that time.
He was a good heel. Good heel.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he's got a good promo, so I could see why he would be a good heel.
Yeah.
TM61's cutting a promo about failing in the Dusty Classic. They're teasing a change in attitude when all of a sudden, through the glass mirror, we see Shayna Baszler and Ember Moon brawling in the Performance Center. Yeah, this was cool because it was kind of like handy cam, like
it looked like straight up like out of YouTube, like that video I tagged you on earlier.
Right.
Tag me in.
It was cool to kind of see, like, hey, these people are in this place all the time. So what would happen if they came across each other? And we got a kind of glimpse of what might happen. So
got a glimpse of like what I want to do to people I work with.
Big facts.
Like, damn, I wish.
All right.
So we have a Dusty Rhodes Classic tournament match as we get the Street Profits versus the Authors of Pain. Montez Ford starts the match with Razor. Montez Ford gets in Razor's face, tells Razor that, oh, they want this more than they do. They're gonna be the champions, and he's just talking shit to him. Razor pie-faced Montez Ford, and Montez Ford kind of steps back, assesses the situation, and he tags in Dawkins. So Razor beats the hell out of Dawkins in the corner, and then Akam tags in and continues to beat on Dawkins. But Dawkins fires back. He hits a couple of drop kicks and a couple of strikes, and then he hits the D'Lo Brown pop-up spine buster. And Montez Ford is crunk.
Yo, doing high knees. I can't. He is hilarious. Like, he is me. I can't.
He's dancing around the ring, just high stepping. So, in his travels around the ring, he interacts with Paul Ellering. So he offers him a drink from the cup. Paul Ellering slaps the cup out of his hand. This distracts Dawkins, which then allows the AOP to hit the last chapter on him. Montez Ford is just so distraught that Paul Ellering slapped the cup out of his hand. He doesn't even notice Dawkins is getting pinned, and AOP get the win.
I ain't gonna lie to that.
I mean, we all knew that was gonna happen anyway, but I mean,
I
would have preferred them just lose clean. Yeah.
No, man, here's the deal. Triple H knows who's the star.
Yeah.
Because ain't shit happened to Montez Ford except for that pie face.
Yo.
You ain't got to hit me but once.
Not once.
So that clearly lets me know that they might be about to break up, or
most definitely
coming down the pike sooner than later now.
So short-lived though.
I know, right? Because they'd be so much fun, boy. They say they bring the swag like nobody can.
The way he swings his chain around though, like iconic, really.
But like
each and every week, my cousin plays. Guess what's in that cup? Okay, so I had this week. Adam drinking a mixture of Crown and Kool-Aid.
Oh no!
Because he was a little too. He was drunk, but he was hyper drunk. You know.
Right.
That sugar kicked in.
I can't wait. I can't wait until they stop messing around and they have him and Binky do something together.
Binky Bink.
Yeah. So Steven Regal, he's in the back, and he adds Adam Cole, baby, to the North American title match at TakeOver. Then the Velveteen Dream arrives. The Velveteen Dream wants in the match. And Regal agrees, and he makes it official. Oh man, it was funny. He walked up on him. He's like, Regal. He's like, Dream. He's like, you're looking well, and it just threw Regal off.
He said, I know. Bro, that was amazing. That exchange was great. I love him. He needs better merch.
It threw Regal off, and then when he goes, I know, it threw Dream back off. And he had to collect himself, like, whoa.
He clutched his pearls.
Yeah, so that was good. That was really good. That was good. So we get Lars Sullivan, he's back versus John Silver. Lars handles him. He lays in some strikes. Then he tosses him around the ring, hits him with a power slam. Then he gets on the top, hits him with a flying headbutt, and then Lars hits him with the freak accident, and he gets the win. So as we've noted, EC3, Adam Cole, and Velveteen Dream, and now Lars Sullivan are in the North American title match at TakeOver. Lars promises to bring destruction, but he wants Killian Dane. So Regal says that, he'll be in the ladder match and he'll get Killian Dane next week, one-on-one. Lars Sullivan is angry looking, scary looking.
He's so scary, like nightmares. Like seriously, like he looks something out of one of those movies. Like every time I'm driving, like here in Jersey, and when those like really Caucasian towns with like a lot of trees, I'd be shook. And it's like he looks like one of those people that just pop out of nowhere, like with a machete or something. I don't like him.
I'm from Knoxville. Nope. That's just like normal for me.
Stay from me, shorty. Nope, stay away.
Dakota Kai, aka Bailey 2.0, arrives.
Bro, seriously.
But backstage.
Oh my God.
But backstage, seeing Almas is attacking Aleister Black, and he is whooping the shit out of him.
Listen.
He done ripped his shirt all off.
Yo,
he got him stretched
it
out
was
in
like
the
all of a
parking
sudden,
lot.
like he didn't have a shirt on. I was like, what just happened? Did he turn
Right.
into the Hulk?
Almas tries to drown him in a cooler of water.
Which was funny.
Not one beer in sight, just a cooler with water.
Right?
It was amazing. Like, who just
Like
has
somebody
a
went to go
random
get a
ass
12
cooler?
pack.
Like,
somebody went to go get
man.
a 12 pack, bro.
Set the scene.
They were pissed off.
So he takes the ass kicking from the parking lot into the arena. Almost gets a chair, beats down Aleister Black in the ring. He's talking mad shit to him. So, yes. I mean, just basically he's paying him back for being disrespectful to Zelina Vega.
Yes, Puerto Rican princess. Hey, girl.
Yes. So,
exactly.
Yeah, man, this was a good setup because this
was
title
really
match is going to be fire now, boy. Woo, he was whooping his ass.
All the while, Zelina was looking like a snackaroni and cheese.
Hello.
Yeah. God, the woman.
And her red and black. Oh my goodness. I know y'all saw when she did the Mortal Kombat dress up.
Stop.
Oh, did you see that?
Yes. Amazing. Let's not talk about this. I can talk about her all night.
Austin Aries isn't the greatest man in the world, but he is the luckiest.
Is a fool.
He is the luckiest.
He is a lucky fool.
He is the luckiest. So after that, again, we reset the NXT TakeOver North American title match and the participants. So there's 5 people that are in the match because Killian Dane gets added as Regal adds him to be the 5th person. So there's 1 spot left. Then we get our main event as we get Sanity versus Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne in the other semifinal of the Dusty Rhodes Classic. It breaks down.
Great match.
Pete Dunne takes out Alexander Wolf, and Strong hits End of Heartache, and then Pete Dunne tags in. Dunne and Strong hit like a double team version of the Bitter End, and they get the win to advance to the finals to face Authors of Pain. Yeah, this was a really good match.
It was a good match.
I know.
Eric Young elbow drop. Thing of beauty.
All right.
And
if only he got to deal most of this during TNA.
Right. And Pete Dunne is a superstar, man, in the making. He's so mean and just like heel life to the max.
I know. Brings a tear to my eye.
So, in the back, Kathy Kelly, she's meeting with Regal, and he says that he has finalized the final participant in the North American title match at TakeOver. The door closes, the door opens again, and it's the King of Flight, Ricochet.
Oh, Lord.
And he says that he'll see us at TakeOver.
It's going to be a great match.
Yes, that match is going to be so
I'm excited. I'm just like, just don't hurt Ricochet.
Just don't hurt Ricochet.
Just don't hurt Ricochet. Lars, keep your hands to yourself. Stay away. Hurt everyone else. But don't hurt Ricochet.
Okay, so you guys won't be able to be here next week when we play Who You Got for some of this
stuff.
Mad.
I'm so mad.
Right.
So who you got?
I should have said no. I should be like, nah, I don't want to be on tonight.
in that 6-man for the NXT North American title. Let me go through the people again. We're gonna have EC3, Velveteen Dream, Lars Sullivan, Adam Cole, Baby, Killian Dane, and Ricochet.
Angelina?
Oh, I go first.
Of course.
I want to say Ricochet, of course, but I think that Lars is going to get it just because he's big and destroys everything he touches.
Okay. Brandon?
Well, I got to go Dream. No, he has a lot of momentum right now. The crowd is really behind him. Got to go Velveteen. E-R-E-A-M.
All right. We'll get another one right here while you guys are here. We'll go for the 2 title matches at Mania. So Brock Lesnar and Roman. Angelina, who you got?
Sadly, Brock. Not by not because I'm actually want him to win, but I just feel like they're still gonna give him a run.
All right, Brandon.
I'm going Roman, but again, he's gonna Akam and Razar is gonna help him. I don't see how he's gonna win without them helping them.
Okay, and then the dream match: Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles. Angelina, who you got?
I'm going with AJ Styles.
All right, Brandon.
Gotta go with Shinsuke. It's his time.
All right. So there's just a little preview of what next week's show will be about, as Didi Jonay will be earning her secretary status, as there will be 14 WrestleMania matches on this year's card.
It's like a record, isn't it?
I think so.
How long do you think the ramp's going to be this year?
It won't be nearly as long as it was last year, for sure.
Like, if they make it any longer, the Undertaker's just not going to have a match. He's just going to say, fuck that. I'm not even trying it.
Word.
He's just going to pop up through the ring.
Everybody should just get on, like, mopeds and shit. Like, just ride down. And segways. Could you imagine how awesome that would be?
Kind of like WrestleMania 3?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to have the most fire entrance?
I know, right?
Out of all, everyone?
Yeah. Like, or who do you want entrance to be like, spectacular? Who do you expect entrance to be spectacular?
I think Asuka. I think that's going to be like, oh my God. I don't know. Because last year, Charlotte's was fucking bananas.
Yeah.
That was my favorite entrance last year. Oh, you think we're going to see like the sperm again for RKO? For Randy Orton? Little spermy. Hilarious.
That was funny.
But no, I think Asuka. I think Asuka's gonna have a pretty rad entrance because like everyone's like looking forward to her.
Right. Right.
I'm going Shinsuke again. I mean, they got to pull out all the stops for this guy.
Like 18 violins and shit.
Yes.
Like the orchestra.
Dueling violins.
A whole orchestra with violins just all over the place.
Yes.
I don't
know. Yeah. So, next week will be our go home episode where we will be reviewing the cards of NXT TakeOver and WrestleMania. I might throw it out there for y'all to name out the NXT TakeOver hashtag. I want to do something that's centric to New Orleans, but I don't have an idea that came to me fresh yet. So, I might throw that out on the Twitter machine this week and put
it out on the internet. The kids are all, it's all the rage.
Yes.
Kids will help us.
We do have a hashtag for the Andre the Giant documentary that will be happening after SmackDown on April the 10th or April the 11th.
I'm so ready for that.
Tuesday.
Right.
In April. And that will be hashtag DreDayCast.
Yay.
And everybody celebrating.
Right. So at this point, I'm going to open it up to Miss Angelina for her thank yous and shout outs.
I want to thank you guys, as usual, for having me. Even though I'm a hot mess, I appreciate y'all. Everyone on Twitter who makes the live tweets, so much fun. You guys are awesome. Shout out to my girl, Laura Singh, the lost Singh relative. Because I got her to start watching again, and I changed her life. Shout out to you, sis. What else? Didi, girl, I missed you today. Because, she usually, helps me out with the Bay, in the Creep cast. It's my girl.
We didn't do that today, did we?
Not too much.
Not too much.
Not too much.
A little bit of cakes here and there, and that was it.
Yeah.
We just glossed over all. Yeah. But that's it. Hopefully I'll be back soon. Talk more shit.
All right. Thank you for being able to join me tonight. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm so sleepy.
All right, Brandon. Thank you and shout outs.
Thank you, WrassleCast, as usual. Y'all guys are awesome. Let me get a shout out to all my wrestling fans of color. Y'all know what it is. We make the fucking culture. You know what it is. Again, shout out to my cousin Sim Tubby. Shout out to Jazz. Shout out to Adriante. Everybody, WrassleCast, what up?
Man, thank you, Brandon, for always being in the live tweet, supporting, retweeting the shows and everything. Definitely appreciate it.
Of course. No problem, man.
I'd like to give a shout out to both of my special co-hosts tonight, Angelina and Brandon. I'd like to give a shout out to the SmackDown Matters correspondent, Miss Didi Jonet. Give a shout out to Greg and Samuel. Give a shout out to the chairman for all the editing and all the work he's going to do after the show. Give a shout out to Mel, because Mel always gets shout outs. Also give a shout out to Universal FanCom. So they're having this Universal FanCom next month, April 27th through 29th in Baltimore, Maryland, at the Baltimore, Maryland Convention Center. So you guys go visit universalfancon.com for all your information.
Oh, man, I'm going to miss that this year.
Who's going to be on the panels and everything like that. So you guys check that out. Go support. It's be a really fun deal. Check out Cast Strong Style. We've got you guys caught up on that. They had a really big event this past Sunday. They had a match of the year candidate, the Young Bucks versus the Golden Lovers. If you do a search for the What We're Watching hashtag, you will find a link to watch that match. It's about 45 minutes of some of the best action and storytelling you will ever see in a wrestling match. So please check it out. Especially if you want to get into...
want to hit the one-winged angel.
yeah.
Still proud about that, bro.
Exactly. Yeah. Basically, best friends fighting against each other in the story of one person feeling angry for, feeling the angst and torn between doing damage to his friend and really hurting him, to the other guy like, nah, don't take it easy on me. Treat me like you would anybody else. So it's really good.
Had that same energy.
Yeah, it's really good. So check that out. And then check out the podcast as well, Cast Strong Style. Me and Anwar Starwin, we talk about the events leading up to that. So, and that's pretty much all I've seen. I haven't been really keeping up with the ROHs and the TNAs. There's really not been a lot of outside news going on for them. So apparently, TNA is starting to get their shit together though, and their ratings are coming up. So, shout out to Don Callis and Scott D'Amore. And so maybe if I can find some time on a weekend or a long weekend or something, I'll check them out and see what they got going on. Because they've got, I know I will be checking out the WrestleMania weekend. They're going to have a joint with Lucha Underground that's going to air on their Twitch channel, WrestleMania weekend. Yeah, so that should be pretty cool.
Interesting.
So, yeah, one more thing to add to the gazillion events that are going to be taking place WrestleMania weekend. So, find time. That's one more thing you could maybe add to your schedule if you won't OD next weekend on wrestling at all. So,
which sounds beautiful, though, actually.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like it's so fun. Cause of death.
Wrestling overdose.
Wrestling overdose.
So everybody that's heading down to New Orleans in a couple of weeks, please be safe. Don't drink too much. If you do drink a lot, make sure that people around you aren't drinking as much.
Exactly. Catch that Uber.
All my Wrestle Bays, please be safe, girls.
Yes, please.
Love you, Wrestle Bays. Call me, DM me. I'm lonely.
Block them. Block them now. All right?
Just joking, ladies. I love y'all.
And so, before the Queen of Spades, Angelina, Darth Kudo, Brandon, I'm Don Delarente, and this has been episode 178 of the WrassleCast. Please stay tuned for the parting promo.